cypress.
Yeah, for outdoor.
This forest is actually oak predominant forest. The majority of trees we're going to be in are oak trees.
That's what makes it so beautiful too, the canopy and all, right?
Yep. Also, you know, the Southern Appalachians, they are one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world because of all the jewelweed that is kind of towards this creek area. Does anybody know what jewelweed's used for in medicinal purposes? It's used to treat poison ivy. But what's really interesting is you usually find jewelweed right next to poison ivy, or actually in the batch. So, and it's kind of normal for, you know, medicinal purposes. You usually find kind of the antidote or the symptoms to treat whatever the symptoms are. Also, it's called jewel because you go ahead and dunk that leaf in water, and when you pull it up, it'll stay beaded. The water will stay beaded on the leaf, so it looks like jewels, which is pretty cool. And they're also known as touch-me-nots because when it flowers, you touch the flower, it'll shoot back into its bud.
Oh wow,
So
that's
pretty
cool.
when it's actually flowering.
Oh.
I haven't seen it do that yet, but
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
You're taking it unsafe, are you?
Yep. Another thing that's really cool about this platform is I told you earlier that this is a rich cove, and they want to put as minimal impact on this kind of surrounding environment as possible. So what they did to build this platform is they created a mini zip line coming from a little bit higher on the ridge and brought it all the way down to this tree, and they zipped all this hardware, all the planks, board steel beams, and just constructed it from in the tree, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
This guy's
they didn't,
right in here, right?
yeah, that's right, yeah. They didn't want to destruct or make any kind of impact on the root system of this tree and what's right below it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, if you look out here to the left, you see a locust tree, a hemlock. It looks like a chestnut oak's right behind that, and there's a hickory or a beech tree, maybe even both, in that area. And then take those trees and take them all the way to the base. It looks like they're all connected. It's like a giant root ball of 4 or 5 different species of trees, which is really cool. You don't see that too often. And this area with its rich soil is able for, you know, that diversity of plant life to occur. All right, guys. Well, you ready to make our way across?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Well, keep in mind that these boards are spaced out. There are no boards in between. I call them the invisiboards. So, and also go ahead and step right in the middle. If you step kind of towards the edges of them, it'll wobble a lot more.
Yeah.
This one's 100. This sky bridge is 170 feet. The one earlier was only 60 feet. How you doing, Pat?
Okay.
All right. And when you make it to about where I am, you can really see these hemlocks. Go ahead and look at the base. You see there's hardly any needles on them. The woolly adelgid is really taken over these trees, and this is kind of where it's really predominant. You see it very much so. And there's the shallow creek right here, so that brook trout that I told you earlier is really gonna be affected by if these hemlocks really start to keep kind of
so
getting
there's
sickly.
not much to it.
All right, guys, we'll keep on making our way out here. All right, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the property. This property, I'll wait till Pat and
Yeah.
we have time to kill anyway, so we can pop up a bit. But yeah, please look above you right now. We got some zippers coming up.
Yeah.
This is kind of our centerpiece of the whole course. You have potential to see 5 different zippers at one time. You can see them coming into Jewel, where we just came from, going out of Kate, where we'll be leaving. The one right above us, right above Kate, that's the one we went to get to the rappel station. Then you look directly above Kate, that's the big one that we went all the way across. from ridge to ridge, and then you look kind of over in this area, and you can see the zip line that went in to our first sky bridge area. So it's pretty cool area.
Oh
Kind
yeah.
of our centerpiece of the whole course. But Navitat has a 25-year lease on this property. The people before that were the Anders and McDarris family. They've been owning it for over 200 years.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. So it's really cool that they were able, for Navitat to lease out this property.
Yeah.
They used it a lot in agricultural purposes. As you can see, this area was cleared out at one point. It was logged. It was used for agricultural purposes. As you can see right here, there's a fruit tree growing right below
Oh
us.
yeah.
Crab apple.
It's an apple tree, crab
Yeah.
apple tree. Really, sour apples.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not sure if someone actually planted that tree, or threw out a core and upsprouted this crab apple tree.
Johnny
Wow.
Appleseed was here.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. The apple tree and then two trees further away.
Yep.
See kind of the feathery leaf tree there?
Yes.
Is that an ash tree?
I think that might be an ash tree, and then the one right behind that is a tulip poplar.
Tulip poplar.
And
Where's the locust?
we're gonna be coming up. Locust.
It's got little round leaves.
Locust it's really you can really tell by the bark. It's kind of has a Dr. Seuss bark. It's really spirally and rigid. But all right, well, let's keep on making our way. And yeah, something interesting about those homesteads. There's been 3 homesteads found on site that date back past the Civil War era. One of the homesteads was further up. You passed one of the homesteads. It was that cabin when you drove up the road.
Mm-hmm.
That was remodeled, and now it's kind of a guide hangout spot for us. But then also one that's further back up this property. But I believe it was the McDarris family, who his ancestors that we're leasing out from now. They owned this property, and it was 4 sons and a father. And the Civil War broke out, so it was about 1861. Civil War broke out, and 2 of the sons went and fought for the Confederacy. 2 of them went and fought for the Union. It's pretty common for this area, North Carolina, to kind of pick sides of where you wanted to fight for. There wasn't that many plantations, or the economy and also politics weren't overbearing in that area. So they kind of got to choose which side they went and fought for. So the 4 sons went off. Then the father joined the Confederacy as a clergyman, just out of boredom, to do something. And years went by, and all 5 of them returned after the Civil War, which is amazing, because just in the Civil War alone, 600,000 people died, or
Wow.
approximately.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of the greatest, bloodiest battles ever fought with, wars combined. So pretty amazing that 5 people survived it. And yep, they came back and probably grew food right here on this property.
Wow.
Right here on this, right below us.
Lots
All right,
of
guys.
history.
Well, let's keep making our way across.
One more question, he said.
Yeah.
There's right down here. Is that a white pine?
A white pine? I don't believe so. That's a. Ooh. I'm actually not sure what that is. It could be. But yeah, I actually recently moved here from Colorado.
Every tree's different out there.
Yeah, I studied a lot in college, kind of forestry and the environment. And yeah, when I moved out here, the environment's completely different.
Yeah.
So I'm learning as much as you guys are. So it's cool. I've always learned at an early age of my life, pretty much through Boy Scouts. But you take one of these leaves. Let me see if I can grab one. Yeah. And you put it stem down. Everyone's seen Alice in Wonderland, right? Or like read the books.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like an exact outline of the Cheshire Cat. Its whiskers, its ears. Just think of a big old grin in there. Kind of also along the similar lines as Alice in Wonderland. When the tulip poplar tree flowers, as you can see, there's big buds. It's about to flower again. It's going to produce these huge teacup-looking flowers.
Wow.
So it's really cool, like a tea party.